stop the sun from shining.
Hello and welcome everybody. My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. Thanks for joining me today. I'm here with the June Sagittarius Horoscope. Okay, so a few retrograding planets this month, which could slow things down, and yet other areas of your life are also busy because there is a lot going on in the heavens. We also have a solar eclipse. One of the main points for you this month, Savvy Sag, is that you may be thinking about joint resources, perhaps taxes, inheritances, superannuation or 401k if you're in the US. These things might be on your mind. It's like your money, but somebody else has got control of it, perhaps. And so it's a joint or a shared resource. The other thing that could be on your mind is intimacy, looking for a deeper union with another person. Okay, let's have a look at these, at all of these retrogrades and also the solar eclipse. If you are new, please consider subscribing to my channel. Okay, so the solar eclipse on the 10th of June is in Gemini. It's in your 8th house of shared resources, and this is a house of really deep things, secrets and the like, especially because it's ruled by Scorpio. So new seeds are being planted now, so that anything that's been pushed down inside you or is being kept secret might have a new beginning of sorts. The effects of a solar eclipse can take place for up to 6 months, so do bear that in mind. But eventually, one way or the other, it'll change your life concerning joint resources. Okay, I'll talk more about this in a moment when we get up to your in-depth horoscope. Mercury is retrograde from the 29th of May through to the 21st of June in Gemini in your 7th house. The thing is, with these dates, there's probably up to 10 days either side of those dates. So from about the 20th of May through to the end of June. And those periods are called the shadow periods, those extra days. And that's when the energy's coming on or going off. So if you do have important decisions to make, especially concerning your marriage or business partnerships, it'd be good if you could put that off. But if you can't, just know that you may have to go back and revisit those decisions. Legalities could slow down, or perhaps somebody makes you an offer, but it might not necessarily be the offer that you want. Do know with Mercury retrograde, miscommunications are always possible. Make sure all contracts have their T's crossed and I's dotted, and it's probably worth getting a professional to look over any important agreements. Do watch for misunderstandings generally. Back up all your devices. Be cautious and act slowly after double checking important decisions. Travel arrangements can also go askew, and maybe it's just a good time to sit and think about changes for a while. Jupiter's retrograde from the 20th of June to the 18th of October, starting in Pisces and ending up in Aquarius in your 4th house. And Neptune in the same house is retrograde from the 25th of June to the 1st of December, also in Pisces. So you might become aware that there's some sort of dissonance in your family or at home. Maybe something happens so you don't see as much of your family that you used to, or there's some type of distance between you. Family activities can slow down. If you're trying to grow your family or even renovate your home, you want to add an extra room, say, there could be delays, or perhaps you can't get things the size that you wanted, because Jupiter usually likes big things, but you see when it goes retrograde, things can become more minimal. So it is great to think about changing your diet and your food regime, especially concerning the health of your family. Saturn is retrograde from the 23rd of May to the 10th of October in Aquarius in your 3rd house. And with Mercury retrograde there, some sort of issue around study or communications could come up, or maybe your local area, your neighbours, running around doing errands. Maybe it's only something simple like traffic. but it's all designed to slow you down, okay, especially if you run around like a crazy person, like I do sometimes. But it is only temporary, okay? Try and put some structure into your communications. So even though emails can go missing, an email is probably preferable to a phone call. Spontaneous communications are more likely to be affected. But even then, you know, meetings can run late or have some sort of glitch. So do ensure everything is above board and done correctly, as shortcuts probably will not work out very well. Okay, let's go to the main board. I'm going to draw 2 cards because often the tarot cards go well with the horoscope. Well, that one comes out straight away. I didn't even get to close my eyes. The 10 of Pentacles, okay. So this can indicate some negotiations around property, buying or selling a house. And it looks like, according to this card anyway, things are going to go swimmingly well. And you could end up with the money you want or something close to, or maybe even more. No, she's dressed in gold here. This is a high vibration and it means success. It's the colour that vibes with the solar plexus chakra. And it's usually about working or working towards a goal and getting there, okay? So it's like a card that says it's the end of the cycle, but it's been successful, largely successful, time of celebrations. So that's fabulous if that's you dealing in real estate somehow. Okay, let's have a look at the second card that comes up for you, Savvy Sagittarius. I'm going to go with that one there, closing my eyes. Blues and greys. Grey is a sort of strange, it's not even a colour, it's a tone really, you know, between black and white. Sometimes it can mean boring or, you know, unmotivated, ho-hum, just feeling a bit flat. And it's like I'm looking at grey clouds in the sky and it's not raining. Perhaps it has rained in the past. Maybe there's a past issue with tears, but that's moved on now and you're moving on. The good thing about grey clouds in the sky is they blow over pretty quickly. Okay, the card that comes up is the Star card, and this is a fabulous card. It's all about potential. This is like a young woman or a teenage girl that has the whole of her life in front of her. Okay, so she can make wise decisions now and set herself up for life. And the sorts of decisions are, you know, what is she going to do for work? What's her career? Is she going overseas? Is she going to, you know, have a relationship with somebody? Often a woman's, and I know it's not fair or right, but this is how it works, a woman's future is very closely tied to the man that she gets involved with. So, you know, do think about that. She's sending her hopes and dreams out into the universe and Spirit is hearing her. So she's got this jug of water that's all about emotions as she sits on the edge of the ocean and the earth. So she's straddling subconscious and physicality. Okay, so bringing her subconscious desires and making them physical. You know, she's got her feet there in the sand on the beach. Physical, blue and green, the heart's desires, and actually expressing them. So it's a fabulous card of potential and opportunity. All right, so they're the cards. Now let's have a look at your horoscope in depth. I'll just move that up like that so you can see it. Bear those cards in mind. You might think of this as the second half of the month and this one as the first if you're interested in time. Okay, so first thing is Mars conjuncts Mars from the 31st of May to the 3rd of June. It's the time to be independent, make a fresh start, grab the bull by the horns and strike out on your own. Your physical energy and willpower are intensified now, and it's best you channel your abundant energy into decisive action or vigorous work, okay? Do watch for accidents, anger and irritability with Mars, okay? Because sometimes the energy, you know, is such that it's hard to hold the energy. So it's always good to go for a walk in the morning. 1st of June to the 26th of June, Venus moves into your 8th house here. Okay, and that's great for financial and business affairs. And you may meet a benefactor through friends or in a social atmosphere. There's likely to be mutual cooperation regarding joint assets and shared resources. You may have dealings with taxes, superannuation, or inheritances on a personal level. Intimate relationships are intensified. Either you or your partner want a deeper union. 2nd of June to the 7th of June, Mercury squares Neptune. Your mental clarity, discrimination, and ability to separate fact from fiction is likely to be a little bit down at the moment. So do watch for miscommunications and an inability to formulate your ideas coherently. You know, sometimes you can't see the wood for the trees. There's so many thoughts going on in your mind. And your mind could be wandering, but it is great for creative reverie or daydreaming. Avoid making binding contracts now if you can, especially as Mercury is retrograde and you may have to redo things if you sign off now. 3rd of June to the 7th of June, Mars opposition Pluto, and this can bring some challenges to your goals and personal ambitions. But it's likely to work in your favour long term, as such challenges could strengthen your resolve. Other people or external forces may seem to undermine your efforts in some way. You need to stand up for yourself, perhaps in a David and Goliath type situation. If you've been a little bit selfish in some way, karma's likely to come knocking. Okay, so bear that in mind. 10th of June, the solar eclipse in your 8th house here. If you have concerns about money, jointly held assets and property, it's time to plant new seeds regarding joint assets which will bear fruit later on. Try to view issues about shared resources objectively rather than emotionally. Also, your emotions are more intense. Do watch that you don't overreact to some situation. 9th of June to the 29th of July, Mars moves into your 9th house here. And this is the house of, broadening your horizons, the house where you expand, basically. You expand your life. If you do have a fanatical streak, though, it might come out now. And you may be eager to defend your convictions or fight for a cause you believe in. Also, the desire for action and adventure may impel you to travel or undertake an enterprise that is quite challenging. Of course, don't do anything silly or dangerous. This house is also associated with your spiritual life. It's called the House of the Higher Mind. So either higher education or your spiritual path, you could have a lot of energy for that. 19th of June to the 22nd of July, Sun moves into your 8th house here and again brings joint financial affairs and investments to the forefront. It is a good time to clarify each party's expectations and take care of legal business, insurance, wills and so on. And there is a desire to intensify the level of intimacy and honesty in closest relationships. Somebody could want a deeper union. Okay, so that's come up a few times, so it's a bit of a theme. 14th of June to the 6th of July, Neptune trines Mars. Your desires and goals may become more elevated and idealistic now. You are able to see your work in a better perspective. You may be more sensitive to the value of your service as a contribution to society. It's a great time to read books, talk to other people, and have experiences that broaden your awareness of how your work plays an integral part of meeting the needs of society. It's an excellent time to make changes in your work methods and procedures, and your sense of spiritual purpose and direction increases now so that you become more aware of your life's mission. So any opportunities, grab them with both hands, especially around your work, okay? 26th of June to the 21st of July, Venus moves into your 9th house here. This brings your long-range goals, life direction into focus. You could gain clarity or a stronger sense of purpose. This will energize your efforts to get ahead or move to towards what you really want. There's likely to be some sort of recognition or support from authority figures or other people who are in a position to assist you. 14th of June to the 19th of July, Saturn sextiles Chiron. Again, a greater sense of purpose and direction in your life or career. You see, this is a theme coming up. Your life's mission, you're likely to be able to get more of a sense of it, get a handle on it. Some of your old ideas may not fit with your newfound outlook. That's okay, you can just tweak those. You may have an opportunity to learn or try out different procedures at work. A situation which once seemed impossible to deal with may finally be resolved or healed now. Relationships with parents and elders are rewarding and offer you important lessons. Take the wisdom and guidance you receive from others and be thankful. 22nd of June to the 24th of July, Saturn trines the Sun, and this is fabulous because it gives you more energy to be well organized and a bit of self-discipline, and you're likely to have more concentration and dedication. There are fewer obstacles than usual, so you can get a lot of work done. You're likely to be pretty happy with yourself if you use this time wisely, and your efforts will help establish a solid foundation for the future. On the 24th of June, the full moon is in your second house, so this brings transformation around your finances or possessions, so take care of these now. Give yourself a sense of financial security by organising and securing your valuables. It's not a good time for spending money on a whim, rather spend money on practical items or good, well-researched investments. And finally, Chiron sextiles Saturn from the 11th of June to the 18th of August. And it's likely that respect and honour will be forthcoming for you if you do good work or distinguish yourself in some way. You get a lot more attention from people. It's a great time to try a new discipline or philosophy regarding your career. And you're moving forward. It's not with rose-coloured glasses. It's like you see reality and you see the limitations, and yet you can work within that framework. You can chalk up past failures to experience and align yourself to a clearer purpose. Branching out into profitable new areas can be undertaken now. Okay, a lot of creativity and innovative thinking around you. Okay, so, your horizons are becoming broader. There's new beginnings, especially with joint resources. Maybe you get a loan. And there's changes around your money. Okay, so that's your horoscope. So I'm just going to close my eyes now for you, savvy Sagittarius, and see what I can see. Okay, for this month, what do I see? Savvy Sagittarius. Okay, white door opening up. Okay, even though it didn't come out that strongly in your horoscope, I feel this is to do with your spiritual path because it's white. So a pure part of you and an opportunity coming in that regard. Wow, it's like I'm in a submarine. Even though I'm drinking water, I'm under the water. And the white door that opened up was in the submarine. So this is you going down into your subconscious. And I did mention daydreaming and creative reverie. And so I feel like the more time you spend, in quiet self-contemplation, the more in touch with your creative ability you're going to get. This is especially good for artists or musicians. But anyone really, because it can give you creative ways to deal with problems, to resolve problems that you didn't think of before. I see three, like the links of a chain, and they're all linked together. I think it's called a triquetra. These are linked together. So this is two other people and you that are linked together in some sort of spiritual bond. It could be family members or very close friends. Probably not so much somebody you work with, probably not. But this is almost, like a really close relationship. like three sisters, perhaps. And I think there's more to do with these people coming up this month, basically. Okay, they're showing me a pool table and playing pool, and ball goes in the hole. So that means that, yes, accomplishing what you want. I also get the vision of playing golf and the ball goes in the hole, the same thing. So it's telling me like a hole in one, you know, so success, accomplishing, reaching your desires, basically. Okay, so that's it, Savvy Sagittarius. Let me know in the comments what you think. Basically looks like a pretty good month for you, actually, you know, so that's fabulous. If you are new, subscribe and be alive, and hit that notification bell. So yes, leave a comment if you feel inclined. Leave a like or share on your socials. I would appreciate that. Have a wonderful month, everyone, and I shall see you all again soon. Bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.